Audi has unveiled the new Concept C, and it doesn't tiptoe in. It arrives loud and controversial. Shaved surfaces, a spotlight-loving targa roof, and an upright framed grille that fronts the whole thing. Framing it is a razor-thin light signature, 4 ultra-slim DRLs and 4 headlight LEDs, a deliberate nod to the Audi logo. But that face isn't just styling, it's brand armor. With Chinese EVs flooding segments with bold noses and animated DRLs, everyone's in a visibility arms race. And Audi's counterpunch is this vertical frame look. Severe, geometric, instantly recognizable from 300 feet. If it's your vibe, expect to see a lot more of it. If not, brace yourself. And yes, as many viewers have already pointed out, from some angles, the grille opening looks like a full-on mustache. Yep, that mustache. We'll leave the certain 1930s political figure reference in the history books, but the takeaway's simple. It's polarizing. Profile-wise, the déjà vu is real. It reads like a downsized Jaguar Type 00. And that's not coincidence. The Italian Massimo Frascella designed both, so the family resemblance tracks. Net effect, confident stance, disciplined surfacing, and a definite "haven't we met?" for anyone who follows concept seasons. The rear is where it goes full theater. No traditional rear window, you get louvers. Poster-friendly, daily life, odd. Add in an electrically retractable targa top, and now we're stacking mass high and aft. Plus sealing, mechanisms, and long-term maintenance, all in the worst place for a car that's supposed to feel light on its feet. If this were a purity play, we'd expect a featherweight soft top, a conventional piece of rear glass, and a fanatic's obsession with grams saved. Instead, it's minimalist skin stretched over a maximalist hardware. Gorgeous, sure, but gorgeous like a museum piece, not a partner in crime for your favorite back road. Size matters too. The original TT had that tidy, throw me the keys, I'll be right back footprint. Concept C is no bantamweight. It's a touch longer, wider, and taller than the R8, even if the R8's wheelbase is still greater. So it reads more planted for photos than nimble for roads. Minimalist surfacing isn't the same as minimal mass, and this silhouette whispers grand tourer more than live wire toy. Big wheels, big stance, big presence. Great for Instagram, less promising for switchbacks and tight city streets. Aero likely pushed the nose up and kept the surfaces clean. Fine, but the upright frame feels blunt in a world obsessed with bluff faces and light signatures. It's like shouting your name in a crowded room. Effective, not subtle. With neon-browed newcomers every quarter, legacy brands hard-code identity. And the driver's car ends up wearing the loudest costume on purpose. That's the look, now the part where enthusiasts start grinding teeth. Audi's moving its next sports car to full EV. Cue the comments, but EVs are quicker. Right, and that's not the point. Quick is the table stakes in 2025. The point of a sports car is connection. The living conversation through the wheel. The way a light chassis rotates under you with your hips and fingertips. Throttle you can play like a guitar string. A brake pedal that feels hydraulic and honest. A gearbox, manual or razor-sharp auto that adds rhythm. An engine note that builds tension, tells you where you are in the revs without looking down, and invites you to wind it out just a little more on exit. That's soul. That's the stuff we remember a decade later. EVs complicate that recipe. The silence can be serene, but it can also erase half the sensory loop. The weight arrives like an unwelcome +1, forcing huge tires and stiff springs that add grip but shrink the fun window. Regenerative braking gets smarter every year, yet it often blunts pedal feel at the exact moment you're trying to paint the apex with pressure. Steering loads can be faked. Genuine road texture is harder. None of this is impossible to overcome, but you have to chase it with fanaticism. We're seeing the same move in Stuttgart, and frankly, the same mistake. Porsche's taking its beloved 718 Cayman and Boxster EV only. And this Audi is set to share the toolkit. 800-volt architecture, high-density pack, rapid DC charging, potentially sub-20 minutes, 10 to 80% in ideal conditions, and a headline range around 350 miles. Call it around 300 plus EPA if weight and aero behave. On paper, brilliant. In practice, it risks trading the 718's playful, shift-happy featherweight character for silent speed and mass management. Yes, Porsche will deploy packaging wizardry, ruthless weight placement, race-grade dampers, and torque vectoring, but if it isn't alive at 6/10, the spec sheet won't save it. Quick pit stop. If you want buyer-smart car content that actually says the quiet part out loud, hit subscribe. It genuinely helps us make more videos that aren't just warmed-over press lines. Alright, back to the car. Inside is where the pulse settles. The dashboard-spanning TV wall is gone, thankfully replaced by real clicky buttons, a round wheel, and a compact display that can disappear entirely when you want quiet. The driving position is properly sports car. Low hit point, legs out, straight-ahead pedals, and a wheel that telescopes right to you so you can wear the car, not perch on it. Practicality isn't an afterthought either. With sensible door pockets, a deep center bin, and tidy cubbies that swallow phones, keys, and cables without clutter. Materials sell the calm: wool twill, tight stitching, and milled aluminum touch points on the door pulls, switchgear, and wheel spokes. Warm, tactile, and upscale without shouting. There's heritage baked in too. Those little quattro flaps on the side of the instrument cluster are a sly wink to Audi's 1980s icons. This is minimalism built for motion. Essentials stay visible, basics stay intuitive. Clean design, zero ballast, zero fuss. The Concept C, as shown, feels tuned for showroom sizzle more than driver magic. The power targa roof is a party trick, but it's also motors, seals, reinforcements, and weight stacked high and aft, exactly where a sports car least wants it. Louvers in place of a rear window look great in photos. They're less charming when you're easing out of a tight garage or checking traffic at dusk. The exterior shouts radical simplicity, but the hardware underneath whispers complexity. A true driver's car is subtraction, not addition. What does the enthusiast checklist demand? A low seating position that sinks you into the chassis, thin A-pillars, and a low cow so you place the nose easily. Clear sightlines to hit an apex without guessing. Steering that wakes up right off-center and builds effort cleanly. A brake pedal that's consistent, regen and all, without that vague first inch. Throttle mapping you can play with millimeter precision, not whoosh, then wait. Front-end bite you can feel before the slip angle goes Hollywood. And above all, a curb weight that doesn't bully the chassis. Lightness isn't just a number, it's how a car changes direction and settles. Right now, several Concept C choices make that target harder. A heavy roof mechanism adds mass high into the rear. The likely fix? Wider, stickier rubber adds unsprung weight and rolling resistance. Packaging the roof hardware complicates the rear structure and the cargo space. None of it says flyweight, all of it says grand tourer that moonlights as a sports car. Fine for the boulevard, less stirring for the dawn patrol on your favorite B road. Then there's price and timing. Between TT and R8 is polite PR for expensive. The first TT earned affection by pairing design purity with attainability. A six-figure adjacent coupe with theatrical roof and no rear glass reads like a third garage toy. Add a multi-year march to production, and history says the wildest bits, the roof show and the louvers, get rationalized, while weight creeps up to meet crash, NVH, and durability. This isn't anti-EV, it's anti-sports cars that mistake speed for connection. If Audi wants to flip the script, the playbook is simple. Keep it rear drive and make all-wheel drive distinctly rear-biased and playful. Treat mass like the enemy. Battery S structure grams out everywhere else. Tune brake-by-wire to feel hydraulic from the first gram of pressure. Give the steering natural build-up and real self-aligning torque so mid-corner tweaks vanish into muscle memory. Keep the cockpit tactile. Real buttons for real tasks, with driver-critical info always visible. And give us visibility. Thinner pillars, honest sightlines, a roof solution that brings daylight, not drama. To be fair, there's promise. The stance is strong. The lighting signature, 4 ultra-slim DRLs and 4 headlight beams, look clean and future-proof. A tight nod to the 4 rings. Inside, the volume finally drops. Fewer screens, real knobs and switches. Aluminum touch points, storage that actually works. If Audi resists the urge to let a windscreen swallow the dash, and if the production car lands lighter than expected with playful balance, honest brakes, invisible regen, and a ride that breathes, we'll cheer. But today, it reads hate it because the priorities feel flipped. Exterior drama and brand signaling are at 11. While the sports car gospel, lightness, visibility, simplicity, unfiltered feedback feels like an afterthought. The TT became an icon by pairing clean design with tossable fun. Concept C, as it stands, feels more like a statement about driving than a co-conspirator. Verdict: we don't hate electric. We hate when sports gets demoted to a mood board. Prove it on a B road, not a stage. Make it lighter. Make the chassis talk louder than the grille. And make us remember the drive, not the spec sheet. That's our take. Now drop yours in the comments. If you want more buyer-smart, no-fluff car videos, tap subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.